Caledonia Auto Supply.
Down they go into corner number 1, and they all fan out. Here comes Casey Huffman in that yellow number 13, working the inside line.
Huffman, though, gets loose in corner 2 and gives up all the ground he gained, plus some more. George also with problems in the 15, and he will give up all that track position. So up front now it's Ferguson in the 00X, and here comes Graham to the inside.
And Graham working that inside line through corner number 1 as they bring a train of cars on the inside. Adam Hallett in that 7 machine's been looking good since switching to the Thunderstock, up there running in second.
So Graham at the front of this one. He's had a good run the last couple weeks here, has the lead for now. Then Hallett in second, then 3 wide for third. Brady Longboat's come from the tail to fight for that third spot in the 66.
He's side by side with Logan Schwedick and the Ferguson 00X. Ryan Beagle right there in the 84 RK. And it looks like Melissa Miller right now is that final transfer spot in the 93.
Huffman and Liverance are right there trying to take that spot away. Graham goes up the track in corner 1 and 2. That puts Hallett up to second, or up to first, I should say. Graham back to third. Schwedick has taken the second spot. 4 wide for the third spot now.
Off they go down across the stripe with Hallett, your leader, over Schwedick. Graham and Longboat go at it. Here comes Ryan Beagle down on that inside line, working that line in the 84 Arcade, getting some moves on as he's trying to get into fourth. They go 4 wide into corner number 3.
You got to be a little bit careful here. They're all in transfer spots. Ferguson spins out of a transfer spot in the 00X. So put Ferguson on the outside looking in. 5 laps on the board and 3 to go for Hallett up front.
And Hallett leading the way. Schwedick in second, and it's Huffman and Graham. Beagle, Longboat, and Miller continues to hold down that final transfer position.
So 2 laps to go for Hallett at the front of this one. Second is up for grabs now as Beagle is there. Huffman is a lapped car, I believe, in the 13.
White flag up in the air for Adam Hallett in car number 7H as he comes across the stripe. Huffman in second. Schwedick running in third. Fourth right now is Ryan Beagle. Then it's Graham in the 48. Longboat, Miller, and Liverance. One of those cars will not make the A main.
Oh, by mistake, Huffman is on the lead lap, so he is holding second for now. Hallett will come around to get the win. Second is Huffman. Third is Schwedick. Fourth is Beagle. Fifth will be Graham. Sixth is Longboat. And seventh in the final transfer will be Nick Liverance. And we're being told the 911 of Liverance is being penalized, so that will put Miller into a final transfer position.
Running, they go down the front stretch. Plazinga to the outside of Liverance going into corner number 1. You got Mortensen on that inside line. And there's the wily veteran, Derek Lemaire on the inside, going down the backstretch. 4 wide. Chris Dickies shoots through the middle, grabs the lead, gets into Liverance, and they continue 3 wide for the lead.
Wow, how'd they come out of that one? Lemaire now takes the lead on lap number 1. Dickey back to second, but he's not going away yet. And Mortensen, who's improved every week in that 68 car, fighting for second now.
So Lemaire your leader, but here comes Chris Dickey on the inside line. Running that second spot. Mortensen back to third. As they come across the stripe, they will complete lap number 2 with the Torelli number 92 parked in the infield.
So it's still Derek Lemaire at the front of this one, then Chris Dickey second. Third is now Steve Hess in the 7X. Mortensen fighting with him for that spot. Then it is Van Wert and DeBoer as they come around to complete lap number 3. The final transfer car right now, the 40 of Derek Liverance.
So Derek Lemaire leads them down the backstretch with Chris Dickey in second. 3 wide back there for position number 4. And Wyatt Van Wert shoots right through the middle. He'll grab position 4. DeBoer back to 5th, but he's fighting back in the inside in that 23.
Yeah, DeBoer not going away here. He's another driver who improves each and every week, and he's got that 4th spot back from Van Wert now Up front, it's still Derek Lemaire as he starts to open a bit of a lead over Dickey. Hess still trying to work to the back end of the Dickey number 1.
So Lemaire leads them at the line another time with Dickey in second. Steve Hess sitting there in that third spot, but DeBoer has been pedaling that 23 machine on the inside line. They make a little bit of contact going into corner number 3. They stay straight and steady with 2 to go for the leader, Derek Lemaire.
Lemaire still holding the lead in this one. Dickey still second. Then it's side by side for third between Hess and Trevor DeBoer. Then rounding out the top 5 is Wyatt Van Wert. 6th is Liverance. 7th is Mortensen. And Klazinga now drawing up on the back end of Mortensen for that final transfer.
One more time around. The man on the move is that 23 of Trevor DeBoer, doing a nice job right now. He's moved into third, but he's feeling the heat again from Steve Hess as they go down the backstretch. Lemaire, this time by, will come to the checkered flag in the Burger Barn 56.
So Lemaire will get the win in the Burger Barn heat race number 2. Second is Dickey. Third is DeBoer. Fourth will be Hess. Fifth is Van Wert. Sixth is Liverance. And seventh in the final transfer, Jens Mortensen. So that sends Miller and Klazinga to the B main along with Travis Torelli.
Well, the guaranteed 50-50 has kind of got things going interesting, folks. We're at a high this year. Guaranteed $1,500 to the winner tonight. We're not even to enter. Thunderstocks as they'll drag race down the front stretch. Jim Lampman, the 28, is your leader.
So all the big guns in this one, it's Jim Lampman leading the way for the moment, but keep an eye on the 49 and the 88 car, 2 of the fastest Thunderstocks you'll see anywhere. And Bailey to the inside, working on that second spot away from May and Sargent.
Lampman, your leader on lap number 1. Bailey there in second. Sargent working the outside line. They continue to go at it. Now here comes Bailey for the top spot. He'll drag race Lampman down into corner number 3. Lampman in the 28, Bailey in the 49.
So that didn't take long. Bailey started 5th, and now he's got the lead here away from Lampman on lap number 2. Lampman back to second, then May holding 3rd for now at the line. But a big clump of cars there. Behind them, 7 cars racing for 5 transfer spots.
How good is this 49 machine? Well, he's the defending champion of the division, and he's also tied for the point lead. And he's at the front of this one, the 49. Brewster Baker, Dave Bailey, your leader on lap number 3.
Now put Richardson in the 11R, nosing ahead at the line for the 3rd spot. Here comes Lungaro to the inside, trying to take 3rd away from Richardson now. May doing a good job holding that top 5 spot for the moment in the 16, but here comes Dinning to the inside.
Good side-by-side fight for the 3rd spot. Lungaro, the rookie in the Thunderstock division, with the wily veteran Bryce Richardson on the outside. They'll go side-by-side into corner 3, and those 2 Camaros stay pinned together for that 3rd spot.
So Bailey with a big lead here, but the rest of the field racing very closely here. Lampman still holding second with 3 laps to go, but Lungaro now, the Rookie of the Year candidate in that number 7 car, was up to second for the moment, but Lampman got a better run out of corner 2, and now Ken Sargent goes for a spin out of corner 2.
And we'll wait to see if they will throw the yellow. No, Ken Sargent will keep it going as Dave Bailey leads at 3 cars going at it for the 2nd spot. Lungaro on the bottom, Richardson in the middle, Lampman up high as they work down the backstretch. They'll continue at it 3 wide.
So now put Richardson back to the 2nd spot. Lungaro is there still. So is Lampman. White flag in the air for Bailey. Who's going to get 2nd spot here?
Well, Richardson's got the advantage at the line, but here comes Lungaro right back on the bottom. Put Jason Lungaro to 2nd. Here comes Richardson, though, with a head of steam going down the backstretch and into 3. They're side by side. Bailey will get the win here at the line.
Bailey's lap time's very quick here in heat race number 3. Second at the line will be Bryce Richardson. Then it's Jason Langaro, Jim Lampman, Ryan Dinning, Dale Jacari, and Carl Salton, the final transfer in that number 81 car, putting Jeremy May and Ken Sargent into the B main.
They had that dyno last week, Tommy, and obviously they do that to make sure everybody's up on the up and up. You think one of Carl Salt. Row number 11, the 88 of Ryan Dinning. The 8 of Ryan Dinning. And the 15 of Reese George. Row number 12, the 0X0 of Mike Ferguson. And the 911L of Nick Liberance. Row number 13, the 93K of Mike Plazinga. The 38D of Derek Miller. Row number 14, the 92 of Travis Torelli. And the 25 of Ken Sargent. And row number 15, all by himself, the 16 of Jeremy May. 20 laps the distance. Final feature of the night, the affordable towing and recovery Thunderstocks, ready to cut it loose. Green flag goes up in the air for the final feature of the night. Casey Huffman side by side with Graham down in corner number 1. Here comes Longboat, shoots up the middle. 3 wide for that second spot. Beagle on the inside. Longboat in the middle. Graham on the top side. As they come off at corner 4, Casey Huffman, your leader. And they get all sorts of sideways off at corner 4, but keep it straight.
Yeah, Schwedick in the 53 got up the track there. And so he falls back up front. It's all Huffman right now, as he's got a big lead over Beagle. Then it's Graham, and now Lamera, he raced winner tonight in the 56 up into the fray, but now a big crash behind them. Points leader Bailey escapes that one, but Hess, Mortensen, and Langaro all involved.
I'll tell you what, Tommy, Dave Bailey kind of just caught a fortune that he probably didn't want, but it ended up paying off for him. They were going to go 7 wide into corner number 3. They were stacked up that wide. Dave was on the inside line, and he had to back out of it because the hay bales were there on the entry of corner 3. And because he backed out of it, he didn't get tangled up on that mess down the inside of the corner. So the point leader avoids some. Doubled up, ready to come back to the green flag with 1 lap on the board. Casey Huffman, your leader, in the 13 machine. Ryan Beagle on the outside, the 84 RK coming back to the green flag. We are back on it. Casey Huffman in that number 13 Monte Carlo will lead them down into corner number 1.
So Huffman's got the lead. Some trouble behind them. Bailey is stuck behind the 23 of DeBoer, who gets into the inside wall.
Huge piece of metal down here in corner 1, Tommy, and it went off a couple of rock screens here in front. Now, I don't know if they're going to keep it going green flag, but it is high on the entry of corner 1. And they go 3-4 wide through corner number 2. It all backs up.
Here comes Salt, and now with some more contact. Graham's got all kinds of sheet metal and bumpers and everything flying off, and now we will have to go yellow as Hess damage to the 7X as he ran over that bumper that came off the 48 of Graham. So a tough break for Hess as he caught that big steel bumper that came off the 48 of Graham, and that did all kinds of damage to the 7X of Steve Hess. Poked a hole in either the rad or the oil tank on that car.
Well, we also saw Jason Langaro in the orange 7. He's headed to the pit area, and he just slowed down there in corner number 1. Had a look at that huge chunk of metal. It hit his car right in the rock screen on the windshield area of the 7, and it hit it pretty solid. So Jason Langaro, I didn't see anything else wrong with that car.
This week at Eldora. So we're set to go. 18 laps left to settle this one on our final feature of the evening. Casey Huffman choosing the inside groove for the restart. Ryan Beagle on the outside. Here we go. Green flag in the air from Rob Sharp.
Back on it. As they go down the backstretch, Huffman got sideways, and that allows Derek Lemaire to work the inside line. Jim Lampman on the outside as they go 3 cars wide for the lead. Now they'll funnel out into 2 as Huffman again leads lap number 3.
Huffman's got to be one of the candidates for the most improved driver award this year, doing a very fine job again tonight in that 13 car with a couple of Thunderstock veterans breathing down his neck, the 56 of Lemaire, the 28 of Lampman. Then it is the 84 of Beagle, and number 8, look at Dinning. He started 21st in this field. Now he's up to the top 5 in that number 8 car.
3 wide at the front, Lemaire, Lampman, and Huffman. Lampman working right through the middle in that orange number 28, but it's the Burger Barn 56 of Derek Lemaire leading the way on the bottom side. 3 wide, they remain at the front as we promised. A good race here again in the Thunderstocks.
And you know Dinning's going to try to make it 4 wide if he can. Dinning on a 3-race winning streak coming into the night. Now it's 3 wide again for the lead. Dinning on the inside, Lemaire in the middle, Lampman on the outside, but now Lampman noses ahead for the moment.
Keeping an eye on the points battle right now. Carl Salt working on Ryan Beagle for the 5th spot to get inside the top 5. The man he is tied with is about 3 spots back, that 49 of Dave Bailey. So a chance for Carl Salt to grab the point lead here tonight. And of course, Ryan Dinning's also in the mix for the points.
Something just happened to Dave Bailey's car. Very slow in turns 1 and 2. And Bailey off the pace down the back straightaway. The co-points leader has got a flat right rear tire. So a tough break for Bailey, looking for a title defense. Meanwhile, up front, side by side for the lead, Dinning and Lampman now. And Huffman goes for a spin in corner 2. Gets pounded in the door by Dale Jacari. Thankfully, the passenger door took the brunt of that, not the driver's door. So that's about the only good news for Huffman and Jacari right now. And look at all the fluid now out of the 88 of Jacari. Dinning, who is 3 points behind those two, he starts on the front row with Lampman choosing the inside groove.
They stack back up, ready to come back to the green flag. Rob Sharp ready to bring them back to the green. I want to thank him for filling in for Kyle tonight, who is getting married tomorrow. We may never see Kyle again.
Green flag is out, and Lampman gets a good start there. Dinning tries to switch down to the inside groove, has to back off a bit to avoid hitting the rear end of the 28 car, so Lampman clearing the lead right now.
And troubles at the back of the pack as the Jens Mortensen 68 loops around. He'll be able to keep that car going, and we stay green with Jim Lampman leaving the race flat left rear on the 68 of Mortensen, so we'll see if he can crawl it back to the pit area on that 68 with the leaders coming in front. He'll get it up high. Lampman leads. Salt and Dinning side by side for second.
And now Salt with a good run in that middle groove tries to get to the outside of Lampman. Dinning to the inside, and now they're 3 wide for the lead with 9 laps on the board.
Side by side by side. Here they go. 3 wide for the lead off of corner number 2. Lampman continues to lead. Dinning on the inside. Salt on the outside as they go into corner number 3.
Lampman in that 28 car likes to call it the Camaro killer, but now the Camaro of Dinning to the inside again. Halfway, 10 laps in and 10 to go. Can Dinning make it 4 in a row, or can Lampman or Salt or somebody else spoil the party?
Side by side for the 4th spot, as well as Derek Lemaire and Bryce Richardson go at it in a pair of Camaros through corners 3 and 4. At the front, Dinning on the inside line. He'll work it across the stripe and lead lap number 11. But Lampman right there on the outside of that orange Monte Carlo.
Trouble in corner 3. Plazinga and Longboat gets spun around, and now the yellow has to come out as Plazinga tried to get the 93 going.
Actually, Melissa Miller there in the 93. And Brady Longboat there in the 66 involved.
Sounds like
tonight in the 11R. Derek Lemaire right there in 5th. Ryan Beagle running in 6th. Good showing for him tonight in the 84 RK. 7th and 8th would be Ken Sargent and Chris Dickey. Good run for Ken Sargent from the back of the field to get back up into 7th. Chris Dickey 8th, 9th, Jason Langaro, who made it back out onto the track, and the 53, a Logan Schwedick, I believe, up there with a top 10 run. Good run for the 53 here tonight.
Carl Salt has had 3 runner-up finishes this year. He's starting third here in the 81 car. Can he get to the top set of the podium? We will see. Right now it's side-by-side for the lead. Dinning and Lampman down into turn 1.
I know they're probably not doing it, but it looked like a side draft there by Jim Lampman, trying to stay as close as he can to the leader, Ryan Dinning. They drag race into corner number 3, side by side they go through 3 and 4. This time by it'll be 12 laps complete and 8 to go.
2 veterans of the Thunderstock division going at it for the lead here. Lampman again hanging tough on the outside there of Ryan Dinning. Lampman gets a better run out of corner 2, and he will nose ahead down the back straightaway.
Lampman on the outside, Dinning on the bottom. They continue to go at it. Now here comes Bryce Richardson. He's up there in the mix as well, working to the outside of the 81 of Carl Salt. 2 by 2 are the top 4 cars as they work down into corner number 1.
Lampman was scored the leader the last time by. He was ahead by just a hair. Now Dinning gets a better run out of corner 2 that time, but Lampman is still there in the number 28 car. Salt and Richardson right there as well.
Across the stripe, Ryan Dinning leads over Jim Lampman. Then it's Carl Salt in third, Bryce Richardson in fourth, Ryan Beagle up there in that 5th spot. He'll go to the inside of Bryce Richardson now, going side by side for 4th down the back stretch.
Richardson may have a flat left front, hard to tell from here, but yeah, I think something's wrong with the 11R of Richardson, so a possible podium finish goes out of the way for Richardson.
What a heartbreak for Bryce Richardson, who just can't catch a break here in 2016. He's plenty strong, but something goes wrong in the 11R, and that will cause him to go to the pit area with that left front. And now troubles for Liverance and Klazinga as they tangle in corner number 2. Both cars will keep on going with 4 laps to go. Dinning leads over Lampman and Salt. The difference here tonight from the wins gone by, Tommy, Dinning usually able to pull away once he gets to the lead. Lampman and Salt not going away this time.
No, definitely not. Lampman is sticking to that middle groove, doing everything he can to try to keep the nose of that 28 car ahead of Dinning at the start-finish line anyway, but now he slides up high in 1 and 2. Here comes Salt. Salt takes away second, and we'll see what Salt can do with Dinning, but here comes Lampman again to the outside.
Have to wonder if that outside line is going to be the one that gains ground on Dinning. I think it's going to be Salt in the 81, who's really gotten the car right there up on the back bumper of the 8 of Dinning as they go through corner number 2. With a lap and a half to go, the top 3 all out in front, nose to tail. They'll get by the lap car, Mike Klazinga.
Dinning's going to protect the bottom here. Salt's going to have to make something happen on the middle or outside groove, and so far not able to do anything with Brian Dinning. In fact, Salt got into the corner a little too harder, and here comes Lampman.
Comes Lampman fighting back for the 2nd spot. Salt, though, on the outside line. Off of corner 4, another checkered flag to add to the wall. Ryan Dinning gets the win. Carl Salt comes home 2nd. Jim Lampman 3rd. Then it'll be Ryan Beagle 4th. And at the line, what a comeback by Dave Bailey. That is what championships are made of. We'll go down trackside to Mobile One Victory Lane.
So Ryan Dinning gets the win, his 4th in a row here at Oshweekon. 2nd is Carl Salt, 3rd Jim Lampman. 4th being scored.
Victory Lane here, Ryan Dinning, your winner. Let's hear it for Ryan Dinning. Dinning climbs out of the car. We'll get in here with a quick word with Ryan Dinning. Don't forget, next week, Autograph Night, Christmas in July, double features for the sprint cars. Ryan Dinning, you're on one heck of a streak. And talk about this machine. They didn't make it easy tonight because in the past you've been able to pull away. Carl and Jim were giving you a good run for your money.
For sure, those two were both there, and I didn't know what I had to do to get rid of them, but I was pretty sure if I stuck it to the bottom and didn't let them through there that we could get here.
Talk about this run. You know, when you get on a run like this, 4 wins in a row, you got a lot of people doubting what you're doing, but man, you're just so strong. You got it on the dyno last week. You're just in a good stretch right now, good rhythm.
They can doubt whatever they want. We'll take the whole thing apart if they want to. It's all good.
Who would you like to thank for the win?
Oh, man, Club 54, Gales Auto Aftermarket, my son that helps me out every week, everybody else that's here with me. If I forget anybody, I'm sorry. Happy birthday, Cheryl, Leanne. We're all going to have a party later, and that's a good way to start it.
There you go. Car number 8 in Victory Lane. Ryan Dinning takes home the win. Carl Salt will come home in second. Well, Carl, you gave it all you could in that bottom side. He just wasn't going to open the door enough for you to get by.
No, I was going to try one more thing going in the last couple of corners, but I messed up my entry going in 1 and 2, then it was all him.
All in all, though, a good season right now. You're right up there in the points lead, and you got to be happy with how things are going.
Oh, yeah, we're having a great season this year. The second year with this car, we got it tuned in at the end of last year, and now we're just up here giving her every week.
Who would you like to thank?
I got to thank Instant Installation. I got to thank Brian Balmer, Great Lake Breweries, Waterhouse Lawyers, and Insight Graphics and Designs. If it wasn't for all of them, we wouldn't be here for sure.
All right, there you have it. Carl Salt comes home in second. Third place tonight for Jim Lampman. Man, you tried that outside line, but you just couldn't get by that Camaro. The Camaro killer was hungry, but a good race all in all.
I'll tell you, we got a bunch of the crew here in the pits tonight. There's a bunch of the sponsors here. We've been struggling up here all year with both cars, with traction. We threw something at it so far out of the box tonight, it should be in Caledonia somewhere. And it worked. We had trouble during the heat. We lost an alternator. Got that changed out. It was low on voltage. I don't know what's going on with it right now, but about 2/3 of the way down the straightaway, I don't know if you could hear it breaking down, but I could. But it just stuck. I think maybe we're on to something. We'll see you next week for the doubles. We'll see how that works out. But that's the best the car's been all year. Just like to say thank you to Barron Roofing. They've come on board with us this year. Ryan, good run, bud. Barron Roofing's come on board with us this year. Terry Keegan, really appreciate their support. John's Auto Supply, a lot of their crews here tonight. Really good to have a good run for them when they're here. Upfront Motorsports, Baden Curtis, they help us out a little bit on it too. Like I said, the whole crew, my son Donnie, my daughter Kathleen, they're both here with us tonight. And Karen, my partner, and we got the whole crew. The hauler's halfway here. It's up in the Empire Corners with a fuel pump out of it. So I want to thank my buddy Doug with an emergency phone call to come with the other truck to get us here tonight. So just great show tonight. Congratulations to Swigan. Keep it where it is.
All right, there you have it. Jim Lampman comes home in third place here tonight. That will conclude tonight's racing program. I want to thank the good folks at Strickland's for bringing us all of our racing action here this evening. And that will wrap it up once again next Friday night, 7:30 start time. We've got Autograph Night, Christmas in July, and it's also double features for the Cool Kids Core Pack Sprint Cars. So you want to be here, Ohswekenspeedway.com for more information and also to get those advanced reserve tickets to see Casey Kane come here and race 2 nights in a row, including on the Tuesday night with the World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Car Series. So that will do it down here trackside. I want to thank all of you for joining us here tonight. A fantastic evening. Thank Ken Schrader for making his way here to Ohsweken Speedway. So on behalf of the Styres family, all the crew, the officials, and all of our track staff, and on behalf of my co-announcers Clinton Jeffrey and Tommy Googe, my name's Greg Kellman saying so long. We'll see you next Friday night.